welcome to Season 2. Can you just start off and introduce yourselves?
I'm Kate Mitchell.
I'm Avalla, the assistant coach.
I am Stratus, Flex DPS.
I am Riley Taylor, I go by Fahzix.
Okay, my name is Mason Dusanic, and I am the player operations manager.
Awesome. So this is your first season in the Overwatch League. How does it feel to represent Washington?
You know, Washington is it's one of the cities that was really missing from Overwatch League Season 1. You know, it's one of my favorite cities in the U.S. It's a truly global city, and for a global league, it's exactly the kind of place that, you know, fans really are excited about this prospect. And the fans have immediately been so enthusiastic and so supportive of us that we're really excited to, you know, bring good results back to Washington, because sports fans in Washington definitely deserve it.
Right on. So real quick, can you talk to me a little bit about you know, the team colors, right? We have World Cup, we have Team USA, but you guys are repping the red, white, and blue. You got the Washington home city. What does it mean to you to like wear those colors and to represent that city?
Why don't you guys go ahead?
Go ahead, Chaz.
Me?
Yeah. You're in DC.
So we actually got to play for DC on, what's it? Energy. Yeah, SF Shock's contenders team. So for me, like, obviously the colors is like a really big deal, but for representing the city in general, like, I got to meet a lot of people through Events DC while I was there, and interacting with like all the fans and the people there, and like getting to know all the people there. They're all really nice. So like representing the capital, wearing the colors, to me means like representing like all those people, all the really nice people that I got to meet. So that's the biggest deal for me.
For me, I've been on Envision and NRG, so they didn't really represent a city per se. NRG wasn't based in DC, but we weren't really represented by DC by any means. So like actually representing a city makes me very proud.
Sorry.
No, please.
For me, I used to work in politics before I worked in esports. So I visited Washington often. It's a city that I have a deep connection to. And for folks around the world, I think that we can play a role in promoting what is great about America. We can promote the fact that America is a place where we have players and coaches and people from all around the world who have joined us with justice and are rooting for justice. And that's one of the most important things for me about representing Washington, is telling everyone that like this is a positive view of America. This is what we can do together. Excellent.
So last year we had, you know, a whole year of Overwatch League gameplay to kind of watch and study and hone in on as you're building your team and what you guys really want to do going forward. What did you learn from kind of observing last year's teams, and how do you want to distinguish yourself moving forward as your own kind of unique individual team?
Last season, I think we saw a lot of teams who perform differently in different metas. Some did really well in certain metas, really not that well in certain metas. And we as a team, I think we have a lot of flexible players, some even so flex that people keep getting their positions wrong. For example, Fahzix over here, he is a main support, but everyone thinks he's a flex support because he can play Ana and Zen as well. So moving on to the season 2, we feel like that we want our team to be a flex team that is very good and performs well in any kind of meta that's coming in stage 2, stage 3, stage 4.
Is there any kind of like intimidation factor going up against some of these more seasoned teams and experienced players that have had a year of Overwatch League under their belt?
You have a good one to this, but I'll let you go after. I think there absolutely is, to some extent. But one of the things that Fahzix likes to say is that we don't really look at other teams as like this big, you know, well-developed thing that you know, we can't match. We just look at it as just another team, just another match that we have to play against. So
yeah, to have like a healthy mindset when going into a match, like you can't think of another team to be more superior to you in my philosophy. So like so our first match is NYXL, right? And a lot of people put them as like rank 1 power rankings, but in our heads we like to like think of us and like what we want to build and what we want to do, rather than like what they want to do and what they're going to do and stuff like that. So that's what we try to do.
Well, it's definitely a good way to get the hype going early for you guys.
Right.
Definitely something.
How do you guys feel travel to the home cities is going to affect your play?
I I guess we are a more fortunate team because since DC is in the East, we're gonna have a lot of teams in the East, so that will be stable for our scrims when we do our ping. When we do our scrims, our ping is going to be stable, so I think that's really up for us. And apart from that, I think the fact that we can experience 4 different seasons in DC and not just summer, just like here, would be, I guess, interesting.
How has it been adjusting to coming to LA and setting up shop here and really settling in to that LA and Blizzard Arena kind of lifestyle and getting into the flow of Overwatch League?
Fortunate for me and Stratus is we were in a team house before this for like 8 months, so we're really lucky to have some experience in a team house and a team environment. So not just like the Overwatch League, but just like the team in general. Like obviously, like putting a lot of people together might not work sometimes, but like if people have experience beforehand, then it's a lot easier to adjust and stuff like that.
Excellent. So you mentioned getting the chance to kind of interact with some fans over in Washington. What's been your favorite fan experience thus far?
So I went to like this little group meetup thing with a bunch of other kids there, and they had like a bunch of video games we could play. I never played like Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think it's called, before. And some kid was like, "Hey, do you want to play with me?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." I continued on to get my ass handed to me. Like I just got obliterated utterly. But he was like the coolest guy. We like exchanged Twitter after that, and I've like DM'd him on and off again. He's like really cool. So that's been my favorite experience so far.
That must have been awesome for him too.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Right on. Anything to add?
Actually, from the same event, I met a guy who was talking about how he doesn't really understand how to like go from being good to like being great. So like being in like contenders to going to AL, for example. And I gave him like a lot of advice for like what I did and what he could do and stuff like that.
For me personally, I've had some DC fans who are actually flying in the first week of our matches to LA to see me and getting my autograph and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see them.
Dude, that's really cool. All right, so for all the fans back in DC, do you have any final parting words to get them hyped for the season?
Well, I guess justice is served.
Yeah, justice is served.
Justice is served.
Yeah. We look forward to surprising you all.
Yeah. Look forward to us.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.